Okay, here we go. Probably not gonna have too many people in here today, which is cool. Um, Which is cool. So, what we are going to do is give a live response. I think is going on right now, as you can see. Um, put myself down here so I give it more room. But we're gonna go back a bit. Okay, gonna go back a bit, and we're gonna start from the beginning because we're late. But this is weird. Okay, well, this is weird, 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 weird. Okay, hold on. There we are. That's the one. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start playing this and review this. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So just gonna have a good time. Say, channel needs content, so we're just gonna go through this. Let me go ahead and speed it up because they can be a little slow while it's live. So might as well catch them while they're live.
Yeah, I'm Southern, born and raised in Alabama. So
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. That's where I else from, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I think so. I think he's from Alabama. So they said in the chat, it sounds good. Cedric Webb in the building. Homie Grinch is here. I ain't seen him around these parts in a minute. Good to see you, homeboy. Good to see you, Grinch. Spiritual Logic, aka Hulk, is here.
Since they want attention, man, give them attention. Okay, give them some attention. See what they got to say.
Professional wrestling thumbnail. But basically, let me turn this music up a little bit.
Man, please turn it down a bit.
Basically, what this is BGS Ibmore. Is the guy in red right here saying, "I want leaders that will destroy us."
Oh, really?
And guys, the men in our camp, we're looking at this and we're going, "Yo, man, he done took this too far."
This is hilarious, man. They just make up shit wholesale. Okay, wholesale. This is what we got to go through.
You've got a company and you're part of a company. You're a board member, and one of the board members, he's sabotaging the company. He's telling you we need to hire people that are going to help the company fail, so the stock price.
They just make shit up, man. This is hilarious.
Drop so we can go back and buy it at a lower price and then get good management in there later and it'll rebound and we'll all be rich. And then he's the type of guy, he comes to your party, the Christmas party or family functions, and because it's a close-knit business, you guys work together, he comes over to your house and he gets disrespectful. He might, he starts barking orders at people, or he pulls down his pants and he poops in the living room because he's been drinking too much and then laughs it off. A Christmas party.
They just make shit up. They just make shit up. They just make shit up. But things they expect people to take them seriously. That's the problem. They expect people to take them seriously, and they just make shit up.
Never to be forgotten. Right? And he's doing this type of stuff. Could you ever see yourself keeping a guy like that running the company?
First of all, if it's my company, if we want to go ahead and be super literal about it, no, not at all. I mean, it seems like this guy's been in environments where people tolerate his BS. And, I have I know it doesn't seem like that sometimes based on some opinion, but I have a very low tolerance for BS. But at the same time, I'm a very patient person too, but I'm not going to let you hurt my livelihood. I'm not going to let you hurt my, way of taking care of mine. And, if I was the owner of the company, that's my livelihood. So why would I let somebody in to hurt it? That person is called a cancer. It's a disease that needs to be purged. And definitely, if I was in the position to make that decision, especially if it's my company, definitely get rid of a guy like that. A guy like that is a risk.
Well, okay, well, good. I figured that just seems like a logical answer. I figured you'd say something like that, and that's good. So let me ask you: do you think Black women who've spent the last 200 years, let's say you believe this, that Black women have spent the last 200 years undermining Black men and blaming their faults on us, well, do you think that's true?
I would say that was true in the present day at a very huge exponential rate. Although we have these folks that say, hey, you shouldn't concentrate on the low hanging fruit in a small group of people. I think that what is happening is that a general consensus of opinion is being ignored. And I'm not speaking in terms of I favor my gender either. I'm not even speaking in terms of that because there's not. But you asked a question about black women, and it's like this. My policy is this: if you are an adult, I'm not going to give you the position of a child because I keep hearing this crap about people saying like, oh, treat them like children. They don't know what they're doing. They know damn well what they're doing. I mean, it just all depends on whether if you're willing to put forth the time and the effort to, just actually care about it. But, as far as undermining black men for 200 years, I need a little bit more context, I would say. I would say probably not quite that much.
It's called proof. It's called proof, man. It's called proof. You just throw out shit, okay? Just throw out shit. It's called proof.
But yeah, there's some undermining going on, and it has affected black men to the point where we have to adapt to the point where if black women refuse to cooperate with black men, and I'm not saying all of them, tell them to kick rocks and get somebody that's on your program. Don't waste your time with an interloper. Don't waste your time with a person that wants to like not get on your program and slow you down and prevent you from being as great as you can be. Just trying to worry about this person doing right, and it's just like I think that we should actually spend more of our time on more hopeful, more realistic situations rather than to try to change the mentality of a group of people that obviously doesn't give a damn about us. I mean, and I wouldn't say that is for the most part. What I'm saying is that we need to use our time sparingly to get things accomplished that we can get accomplished that is within our control. I'm not wasting my time with a POS, no matter if it's a man or a woman. And I mean, like, I don't know why anybody would, but the thing is, when I think about that, I think about like, look, that's just how Kev thinks. That's not how everybody thinks. Everybody thinks they have this purpose into, telling people like, hey, you know what, this is the right thing to do. This is stupid. If you want to know what your issue is, this is it. You can't just turn away the answer because you don't like it if it's the truth and it's based on actual logic and tangible facts. I mean, and I think that's one thing that we do get caught up in a lot of times, and this is as men, as how we view black women, is that we get caught up in the emotion of it sometimes because, I mean, from knee high to a cricket, we have been always taught to cater to and to do everything we can to get that approval. So I think that when guys speak and say stuff like that, it comes from a place of extreme disappointment because, like I said before on my channel, I said this, you know, whether you want to admit it or not, as a man, we all want approval from women. I'm not saying that should be your driving force. The first thing that should be your driving force is yourself in making yourself into the best human being you can possibly be, and worried about other folks that don't give a what about you. That is just an utter waste of time. But do I think that black women in particular participated in a way that undermines the black man? I would say more so in recent memory. I can't say what's been going on for the past 200 years because I wasn't alive 200 years ago. I mean, we do have some historical accounts, but they're just that, they're accounts. And
hold on, Kev, let me jump in here real quick because I thought on this first question I was going to be able to get you and you were going to say something really stupid and I was just going to drag you, but damn, that sounded really intelligent.
I'm just that was yours.
No, this is supposed to be a gotcha shit. Okay. In other words, he's not trying to find truth. Okay. He's trying to drag people.
Joe, I got a couple surprises for you. Like,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Okay, I got a dry, sarcastic sense of humor, and that was it. I was definitely not trying to do that. I thought
dry, sarcastic sense of humor is not funny. Okay, it's not funny. It must be an Oregon thing. Okay, because that shit's not funny at all.
What you said was pretty much my thoughts exactly, and I think most healthy-minded, rational individuals would have that same response. And I would just add to it that I think part of it is, well, whenever you have social dynamics and you have different demographics of people within a civilization and they both have equal rights or unequal rights, there's always going to be this politicking and this competition for power and extracting power and subversion and this whole thing. And so to chop this up as black women have spent the last 200 years blaming us and undermining us, it's like, I mean,
I wouldn't say the past 200 years, but I would say a good, strong, healthy 60 to 70. Right.
Yeah, right. But and I think it's just more political in nature and selfishness. And I don't necessarily think that's uncommon. It's just
Oh man, I hate the kitty music. I really do. Hate the fucking kitty music.
that we really feel it. Now, let me see. Let
Thank
me
you.
get my music right.
Thank you.
So let me ask you another question. You knocked that out of the park, which I expected. You seem like a pretty sharp guy. Honestly, I think a lot of times you don't let on to how smart you are. I think, which is kind of, it's comedy. I mean, you do a lot of
I
comedy
think
jokes
that's
over
a
there, but you come across it.
I think that's an incredibly good strategy because it allows me to sit back and analyze people for real. And
Right.
if I really wanted to get you, like I was saying a couple weeks ago, I don't, if you're not really much of an annoyance, I don't give a damn if you cross me 2 or 3 times. But once the 10th time comes around, there's absolutely nothing you can say. So I try to make sure that it's definitive before I have a problem with anyone. And or with anything that anyone says. And I do listen. I may crack a couple of corny jokes, and my content ain't always substantive, but I mean, shit. Here's the thing: I like being up here, and I want this to be a good experience for everybody who has a mouthpiece and a voice. So, I mean, I don't necessarily want to contribute to the bad, but at the same time, uh, adaptability. I have to adapt to whatever situation I'm in. So, if I'm being attacked, I'm gonna make sure I can do you 10 times as worse than what you will ever do me. But
The only thing I don't understand is if you're interviewing Kev, okay, about his views, why does my name always come up? That's always curious about. Why does my name always come up if you're interviewing Kev? Okay? Doesn't make sense. Not to me. If somebody's on your channel, why does my name always come up?
if we're having a good conversation, we telling jokes. I try to tell a better joke. You tell a joke. And everybody's entertained. Everybody wins.
It's good policy. I like that policy, Kev. No doubt. I got another question. Do you think that black men should elect and promote black women in positions of leadership in and out of the family for the next 6 years so that they'll fail and then burn down the community into smoldering ashes? So then black men can go, see what you did, black women? Y'all done messed this up. It's time to get out of the way so we can finally lead and so we can finally come out here and do something. Do you think strategically that is something that black men should do?
Is to vote black women into power or women in general into power?
Black women.
Black women into power.
Power and positions of leadership, yes.
I will answer the question without kind of answering it. I think that the most qualified individual should always get the job. Now, whether that's a black woman or a black man, I would say live and let live. But based on a lot of the things I've been seeing politically as of late, I mean, shit, who knows? I mean, but like black women in particular, I'm not going to virtue signal for you if that's what you're trying to get me to do.
Hold on, but let me give you the qualifier, Kev. Let me give you the qualifier on this.
What's the qualifier?
You're electing them in positions of leadership, knowing so that they'll fail and then burn down the black community. So then that black man could go, see, you got to finally.
There's qualified black women, okay, and that's not what I said. That I think they're going to burn down the community. No, they're not that incompetent to where it's going to burn down the community. This is I don't know. I don't know. That sometimes I wonder how old these people actually are. Okay, because I think the dude's close to 40. And if you're close to 40, you shouldn't be this dumb. Because it's something that a 20-year-old would say. Something that a 20-year-old would say. Because what I actually said is, if there's a fight for supremacy, if they want to run the community, let them run it, and then it's on them. So they can't point to black men and say, okay, you have to do something. No, baby, you're in charge. You have to do something because you're in charge today. Now, whether they succeed or fail, it doesn't matter. The thing is, they have to do it. And it has to be on them. Because he thinks that black women are so incompetent that they're going to burn down the community. I don't think that. What I don't like is them trying to run the community from the back seat. No, get in the driver's seat. You drive. And if you succeed, I'll praise you. And if you don't, guess what? Time to move over and let me run it. But just so they can burn down the community, all this hyperbole, okay?
Get out of the way now so we can finally do something. So now black men can build.
Yeah, that would be a crazy way of thinking, basically trying to purposely destroy something so you can prove a point. That's kind of like sabotage. I mean, if you're passionate enough and you got all the right answers, you can definitely. But I wouldn't vote for somebody on purpose just to, f things up even more than they are now. I mean, shoot, you're creating more work for yourself.
So you're not keeping this guy in the thumbnail. You're not keeping him on that board of the company.
The
You're
guy in
getting
the
rid of him.
thumbnail. You referred. Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and just let's get this straight. Within the first not even 5 minutes after I got here, BGS was mentioned. So
Yes.
that guy right there, you're saying is a representation of BGS, which I'm going to kind of, and you may think I'm doing this because of some type of loyalty, but I just don't see a lot of these people the same way y'all do. I just don't. And it's just that I'm not saying that they have the answers. I'm not saying that they are these amazing leaders. All I'm saying is that like me and you don't share the same opinion. And with that being said, there's not very many people in my life in general that I consider a leader. But your caricature in the image, yeah, gotta go.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you a little pushback. I would say that my position isn't really an opinion.
Okay.
I wish it was an opinion. I don't think that's an opinion, and I've got evidence. So let me show you why I say I don't think that's an opinion.
Why is this? In other words, you had basically, okay, you had Kev on to interview him to talk about me through him. That's all this is. Okay, you know what? My thing is, if you can convince all the people that I know to come over to your side, man, God bless you. Okay, then these they think that all these people that are sub to me belong to me. They don't. Okay, they don't. They listen to me because they think what I have to say is valuable. Okay, and you're mad trying to prove me wrong for to what end? To what end? Just because, even if you tear me down, doesn't mean they're going to follow you. That's what I'm trying to say. Who they going to follow? You? Is that what you're saying? So in other words, if you think you can, dirty Mac me, you think that they're so dumb that they're going to follow you just because you dirty Mac me? Really?
Okay. All right. Cool. You said you would challenge me. Yep.
Women have now put.
And black girl.
And I say that because, and I asked you, do you think that black women have been oppressing black men for the last 200 years? And you go, not 200 per se, but the last 70, which I get because they've really worked to separate from black men, and black men really haven't. We didn't know that it was going on to that capacity. You said,
let me
just summarize real quick.
Okay.
And when I'm done, you can have the floor and correct me. And then you said that when it comes to electing black women in positions of leadership in and out of the family for the next 6 years, so they'll fail. And then,
boy, come on, man. Stop with the propaganda, okay? Stop with the hard sell. Okay, same shit.
Purposely, and then and because we want them to burn down the community, or we know they're going to burn down the community, so then we can say, oh, y'all done messed up now. Now y'all have to get out of the way and let black men finally do what we need to do. And you go, that sounds absurd.
You sound like a child, man. You sound like a child saying that shit.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Let me ask you one more question. No,
Okay.
go ahead. You got it, Kev. You got it.
That sounds absurd. So, although it is extremely absurd to put a person in position of power just so they can mess things up, so you can create more work for everybody, a lot of those sentiments come from a place of resentment. And I'm not going to say that resentment is always a bad thing, because with resentment, there comes an accountability that you show the person that you are resentful to. And as a group of women, like, do you believe that black women have actually had the best interests of black men in mind? And for the most part, I would probably say no. Look at the way a lot of these sons are being raised. They can't even read, and they end up in jail before they're 14. But guys like me, who have it somewhat together, I could be doing better, is supposed to go out there and smack your son in the back of the head and make him act right. So, saying, if you can't even handle raising a kid, how can I expect you to be a leader? And that's what my stance is. And I'm not saying that there's no woman that is capable of being a leader. I'm just saying that sometimes at some point it'd just be hard pressed for me to follow it. It's just like and that's with any type of leadership. I mean, especially with that's with any type of leadership, especially in politics. You vote for the black person, and then you just expect them to do right by you, and then they just kind of like they smile in your face, but when they get in a position, they turn their back from you and walk away. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. I mean, there's several dynamics to a lot of these things that we're talking about, and I want to make sure that I offer you some clarity.
I agree with all that, Kev. I don't have a disagreement. It sounds intelligent. It
But
sounds logical.
but
I'm with you.
but
So nobody's on
but
board
but
with electing black women to lead the black community with the intention, knowing that they're just going to destroy it anyway. So finally we can build. Which
what?
brings me to my last question, or the next question. Do you think black men should have to wait for black women to do something or to do anything before we as black men can build for ourselves? Do you think that we should be waiting for something to happen, or we got to wait 6 years? Do we need to wait 1 month, 1 day for black women to do something before us as grown men build something?
Here's the thing. Individually, I've seen black men build. Yes, I have. I've seen black men build. I've seen black men do for the community. I've seen black men put their all into mentorship programs. And what is the thanks that
That's
black
fact.
men get for that? We don't get no mother. I mean, and it's thankless. Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, you put your heart into something, you're very genuine about it. It feels like the right thing to do. But I mean, if you're talking about a place of sabotage or whatever, just like I said, ask the question again. I'm sorry, I kind of got away from
Well,
it.
I'm saying, just in a general sense, do you think black men should have to wait for black women to do anything before we as men can build ourselves? There's this sentiment with
Okay.
black men, like, well, we can't do nothing until we get black women on board first.
I don't
And
think that's exactly the sentiment. I think that
I hear him say it
that the
specifically,
Suns.
Kev.
Okay.
I hear
No,
him
you
say it
don't.
specifically.
You're lying.
Oh,
Like,
specific.
You're lying. You're lying. Okay, you're lying. You're lying. Say that specifically. You're lying. Okay, you're lying. That's what I'm saying. That's why he doesn't go anywhere, because he's lying, and he can't cover up the lie. Okay, that's a bold-faced lie.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, like they're just guys that's just sitting up there and they're saying that, oh, okay, we want to make some moves, but we're not going to make these moves until black women are on board.
100%.
That's what you're telling me.
Yes. 100%.
Okay, well then let them sit their asses down. I mean, if they are saying that, if they're saying that, but if for contextual purposes, I'm going to tell you that the place that is coming from is the fact that if you're going to screw guys and get pregnant without being married, and you're going to have a boy, you need to do the best you can to raise that young man in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of matriarchal gynocratic dudes sitting around on their nuts waiting for a woman to do something for them because that's all they're used to. That's all they're used to. I come from a generation of men that were raised to be men. We were raised by our dads, and we have this sense of wherewithal to the point where we shouldn't have to wait on anybody to make any moves. Because
Okay,
every time
let
I
me
wait,
stop you there, Kev. I'm on board with it. Now let me play this clip and then tell me your thoughts on that, because I'm with you 100%. But when I listen to this, I go, what? Huh? Why would you say that? Peep this.
Fuck them kids, fuck all that. I'm living my best life.
Mm-hmm.
The men in our community, they follow the women, and the women have fallen short.
Damn. Boom. That's a mic drop.
Mm.
That's a mic drop. Okay. I've been saying the same shit for years. Same exact shit for years. But the thing is, BGS, you don't know what you talk about. BGS is the man's fault. BGS, if black men took these damaged women, and basically you're still following their lead. That's what they want you to do. They want you to cover for them. Make these broads take responsibility. That's what I said when you elect them. I say elect all these chicks. Okay, get it over with. Elect all your leaders, make them all females, and make them responsible, because they can't blame you anymore.
That's
Let them
what I
have it
said.
for a good 5, 6, 7 years, right? And when they fall short, they don't want to do this shit no more. Then you say, now you need to sit your ass down and let us do what we need to do, and give us our boys, okay? Instead of holding on to our boys and keep screwing them up, okay?
See what I'm saying, Kev? Like, what? What? Elect black women. Now, BGS told me on your channel. He said it on your channel. He goes, Truth, these women have been messing up and making mistakes and then blaming.
I said make them responsible, okay? Make them responsible. Hold their feet to the fire, okay? You want it, here's the ball, go prove it to me, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna keep going round and round and round and round in this circle, okay? And what she said, I have been saying, that's why I called it a gynocracy, which you agree with. Which you agree with. Black women lead this community, which you agreed with. That's all she was saying. If they want to be if they're going to be in charge anyway, instead of fighting for it, let her have her shot. That's all I said. Oh, you going to wait 6 years and blah 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 blah. You can't take it from them, no way. If you could have, you would have. And all this babbling about we need to take control. If you can, do it. Okay? But guess who's not going to let you do it? You're in a feminist society. Okay? You're in a feminist society. You do not have control over your boys. You don't have control over your neighborhoods. This society prefers women first and black women first. It's been that way for the last 50 years. They've led the community because you even played the clip. They've led the community for the well, really since forever because they were put in charge. And the thing is, if you too dumb to understand what I'm trying to say, I can't help you. I cannot help you.
In us and for the last 200 years, and they've been putting all this bad stuff on us for the last 200 years.
And they have. You've been blamed for everything for the past 200 years. Go back and read it. Go back and read it. Remember Ain't I a Woman? Sojourner Truth, amongst other things. Go back and read it.
And so I think we should just go ahead and elect them for 6 more. And then finally, after everything burns down, we'll say, see, finally get out of the way so we can do something. Like, do you remember him saying that on your panel?
Yeah, I remember him saying that. I do.
Well, when did I say let it burn down? Okay. If we just elect all these women, the shit's just gonna burn down, and the whole black community will be toast within 6 years. Come on, man. Come on, man. Really? No, I'm just playing with it, man. Really, dude.
So,
and I've heard another guy in your camp. I won't say his name, but you know who he is. And he said, "Well, black, we got to keep this SBE up because black men, we really can't do anything unless we can't really make a move like that unless we have black women on board first."
Move like what? What's the move?
Just building in general.
Building in general.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I thought this would have been connected to a particular context, but
why? Why am I on trial if you're supposed to be interviewing Kev? That's my thing. Why am I on trial? If you understand the history of what we've tried to do over the past 20 years, if you don't, boss, move out the way. Just move out the way. If you understand what's going on in this community, in this country, because guess who's saying the same shit that we're saying? White men. Same shit. And guess who's given them the power over the past 10 years, 15 years? Look at the Democrats. Guess who's in office? Guess who's getting into office anyway? Okay. Was it last time I looked? It was 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, might have been 4 out of 5 of your elected officials, black officials, are female. Anyway, stop letting them put the blame back on you. Put the blame on them. They're in charge. Look at Baltimore. Most of the city council and the mayor were female. Female. But you won't put blame on them. Hold these broads' feet to the fire. Which is really what I was trying to say. But you just gonna elect all these incompetent women and they're just gonna burn this thing down like they're fucking little kids, man. Like you're leaving a little kid at home in the kitchen. Okay, you don't let him cook because they're gonna burn the whole house down. Really? Really? I played a few more minutes of this, man. It's like Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought it was gonna be something different.
What I got from BGS saying that, and you can disagree with me if you want, but I think BGS was being a bit facetious. I mean, BGS is a very strong personality. I would say, whether you feel like it's strong in a good way or strong in a bad way. And from the way it sounds, the way many of you speak, it's strong in a bad way. But I mean, it's just that it sounded like some sarcasm was sprinkled in it. But at the same time, I wouldn't put some message like that. Not to elect certain women in and just to destroy the community. I think that's a foolhardy move. And I mean, like,
Kev,
if
nobody's ever heard you say anything stupid like that before.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We know you don't agree with that mess and would never even think.
Okay. This is pandering. He's trying to recruit. Okay. This is a recruiting interview. Okay, has nothing to do with what Kev said. Has nothing to do with their opinion versus his opinion. It's about what is he? What it's a referendum on me, which is what I thought. It's a referendum on me, which is what I thought. That's all it is. Okay, let's skip forward, and then we're gonna get out of here. It's bullshit. Okay, skip forward a little bit.
So,
That's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
yes, but
Let me
go
say
ahead.
this too. Let me say this, Kev. Now, when he says that, I got to take him at his word that he really means it, because he said it to me several times, and then called me dumb for not understanding what he's saying.
Very patient, agreeable person.
Hey, let's not
And
say that now.
people don't
We'll get to
understand
that
that.
later, Kev. Look,
Yeah.
nobody is.
See, okay, all right, okay. Okay, he's trying to convince Kev to take sides. All right, I see what this is. All right, folks. All right, folks. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. He can kick rocks after this, man. I'm done. Anyhow, all right, folks. Yes, thank y'all for starting by. I just wanted to kind of get this on the record, man, and see what the fuck he just said. And basically, uh, if you're gonna be on trial for something, at least get the shit right, okay? At least get the shit right. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, all right, Dusty, take us out, man. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit, man. I want to say this, man. One of these days, I'm just gonna go through. I think I might go through. I might go through his stuff and just start taking his stuff apart. Just go through it. I think I'll do that. I think I will do that. Anyhow, y'all, let me bounce out of here. All right, take us out, Dusty.